set that up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast Conversations That Count. This is your host, David Shaft, and today I'm joined with my co-host, Savannah, musician, model. So, Savannah, as our guest co-host, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Savannah, and as he said, I'm a musician, I'm a model, and today I'm a podcaster, okay?
Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much for coming on. Now, I wanted Savannah to join us especially because she attended the ABS, or American Beauty Show event with me. But we had very different roles. So, Savannah, you want to tell people what you were up to at the show?
So, at the American Beauty Show, I was a model through JCPenney Beauty and Salon, and he was the press. So we're living both sides of the story, okay?
Yes, we were. We were on both halves. So she got to see what it was like working with the businesses directly, the vendors, and being a part of the show. I got to watch the show, partly as covering it for the podcast, as press, getting to meet new, cool, interesting people, as well as getting to meet those vendors from the outside, while Savannah was on the inside. So I thought it'd be really cool to kind of get both sides of what it was like at the show. Me personally, I thought it was pretty amazing. I thought it was very creative, very colorful. Thought it was overall a good time, you know? I don't know how you feel about that. You enjoyed it?
I did. I had so much fun. I've never been to a convention like that. Or actually, I've never been to a convention at all. That's what I think about it. But it was very fun. I didn't know that the beauty industry was so big. Like, I do because of social media, but I've never seen that many people in person show up. Like,
It's a fact.
I don't know. Sometimes when I think of things on social media, I'm like, yeah, it's on social media, but it's not real. You know what I mean?
That's true. Well, like, we really got to see it. I mean, people take beauty so serious. I hadn't realized how much of an industry it was. And I've been to a few different... I knew it was, like, a big industry.
No, I agree.
But, like, I didn't realize how many, like, small companies there were and, like, how many salon owners were creating their own brand. I mean, it was really, like, a testament to how much opportunity is out in the world.
I did not know how many specific products there were for everything related to hair. Like, if you want your hair bigger, there's a big spray. Like, I just didn't know the amount of products there was. Like,
and I feel like something like that is huge if you're especially going into the cosmetology industry, or if you are becoming like a salon professional, a hairstylist.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said it like that. And as an esthetician, like, when you're becoming all these different things, I'm sure they're probably not even aware how, like, many products there are to do either the same job or to get the same job done better.
And then, like, diagnosing based on how they come in, like, the condition their hair comes in, or, like, their skin texture, or their hair texture, and how, like, if they want a completely different look, how you can achieve it. I was just like, whoa. I was looking like a white girl. Okay.
No, it's crazy, because, like, what might work for my hairstyle is not going to work for someone else's, or same with yours.
Okay.
And I thought that was really interesting. Now, I wanted to ask, what was, like... So let's start here. What was, like, a conversation you had either at the event, around the event, during the days that, like, really impacted you, really counted?
Honestly, our conversations when we were driving home, just embracing the different types of personalities there are, because yes, I'm a model and stuff.
Sure.
But I was homeschooled, and I do, like, college online, so I didn't even know how many, like, different personality types there are, and how to just embrace it in that moment without being, like, surprised or shocked.
So, like, meeting with so many different walks of life that you probably never would have ran into had you not gone to the event.
And how they all, like, come together and still, I don't know, get along. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought certain people would be cool with other types of people.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Interesting. I mean, I can kind of feel that. At first, when I got there, I was like, man, you know, I normally cover, like, business and finance and, like, tech, and I was like, they're probably going to look at me like I'm some kind of outsider. Like, I don't know much about the industry, but I will say the reception was, like, really warming. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Everyone's really down to share what they're doing, and there's, like, a level of passion and creativity behind it that I think is understated.
Creative.
So I felt almost at home.
It's like the hairstylist that I was working with, they were treating my hair like it was art, and it wasn't just like, oh, it's something to like take care of so you don't look nasty and dusty. They were excited. They were like, well, then you can change this, and just, it was so fun. I felt like a little kid again. I really did. Okay.
No, I did too. It was like freeing because you meet and see all these different people at the event, and they're all bringing their ideas together. Some have like extremely well finished products. Some others are still in the early stage, but everyone's there to like share their product and creation with the world. Whether that's like a certain hairstyle they're trying, or a beauty product that gets you to that hairstyle, or that makeup. It's like there was so much creativity there that I think these events like this are huge, whether it be in cosmetology or in any other industry, because you might see something there that sparks an idea you never thought you'd have.
Literally, that happened to me.
Really?
Yes. There was like, I went to this stand with the makeup artist, and she's in her 30s and has like 2 wrinkles. But she was like stressed about it, and then they put this product on her face, and like within minutes her wrinkles went away.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was like,
and you didn't come home with it? What are you doing?
okay, she paid $300. I was about to pay that $300.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
But I just know the brand, and I like, you see videos online, but when you see it in person, I couldn't breathe. I was flabbergasted. I was excited. I was like, now I know what to do before I get wrinkles, not after. Ooh, I had to catch myself. Okay.
No, I feel that. That's such a good point too. It's like you got exposed to another brand that you never thought of that
I
can
didn't
help
know
prevent
existed.
wrinkles.
I was like, I didn't think that was real. I was like, you gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You gotta get the shots. Like, the Botox. You're like, what?
Not the Botox. Shoot. See, I'm not big on surgery. I'm trying to avoid that.
Me too.
But something I did enjoy too is like someone I really spoke to that I thought gave me another perspective, because I'm big in like sales and finance and like earning people's business and helping them solve problems. I think is huge. So I met this guy named Glenn Mitchell. I didn't get a chance to interview him yet, so stay tuned.
Okay.
But something I thought was really, really cool is he talked about how you can provide an even better service for your clients, and like just ways on how you can improve their experience. How do you get them coming back? How do you get them wanting to use more of your products at the salon? And I thought it was huge because it had never crossed my mind that my barber is selling every day, right? He's selling by creating an experience that makes me want to come back. When he breaks out the razor, puts the shaving cream on my face, it's like that to me is like a first class experience that makes me feel like I'm at a spa. And it's like, how often are we doing that no matter what we're pursuing? And it's like there's so many ways that we can be creating better experiences for people, for clients, or even just those around us, just by doing little things.
Normal encounters.
Just normal encounters. But they could be so much more impactful.
Yeah.
And like he talked about how making basically everything you're doing at every time is selling, which I don't disagree with. And it's everything down to like what side of the person you're standing on. How are you making eye contact? And just and then he's like telling me like, how are you introducing yourself to people? Right? Are you just saying like, oh, I'm a director of finance, or I'm a podcast host? Or am I introducing myself and saying, hey, what I do and what I specialize in is getting people's stories out there and making sure their voice is heard? Right? Like when you really think about that, which one makes you want to be like, wow, I want to keep talking to this guy? Probably the second one.
Yeah, I was like,
I know.
I don't like trick questions.
It's not a trick question. That's the thing. It wasn't a trick question.
But even if it's not, I feel like it's a trick one. Okay,
No.
the second one.
I know when I ask those questions and like I know I need a certain response, I'm always scared. Like for a second, I'm like, are they about to say some nonsense?
Yeah,
like you know what the right answer is. Stop it. What, are you gonna try to trick me?
Yes.
So I was like, let me just give you the answer.
Okay.
But yes, to me, and you can leave a comment if you agree or disagree, right? But to me, it's like the second one, because I want to know what's in it for me even meeting you. Like if I'm meeting someone, I want to know why I should want to meet you.
Right, like why do I care?
100%, and that's something he said that I'm like, wow, how do I make it so every encounter is like, this is a person I'm very happy I met. Even if we only talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Even if I don't do nothing crazy in your life, it's like you've met me and you're like, you know what? This guy impacted me, or he left a great impact on me. So I thought that was really cool. Now, something I do, like, I know has to be tough, because, like, you spend a lot of your time, like, behind scenes, behind, like, these dark, like, not dark rooms, but they're, like, really closed off rooms.
Like backstage.
Yeah, backstage. There you go. That's the word. I don't know why I was saying it a different way, but.
It's a new world.
New world, you know? But you spend a lot of time backstage. So, is it sometimes tough when, like, all that excitement's going on? There's all this energy, and, like, here you are, you have to sit in the chair for, like, 6 hours getting your hair done. That has to be tough.
It's tough, but yeah, it's definitely tough. But I do love it because I get like my time to just kind of be pampered.
Yeah.
And then when I go out, like it's enough time for me to mentally prepare that everyone's gonna be staring at me. You know, because it's like that. Like I'm tall. You know, when you're a model, it's like you're towering over everyone. Everyone automatically goes.
And your job is to draw people's attention.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason you're there.
Yeah, which I grew up with stage fright, so it's kind of like, there's still that part of me that's like, but the time behind the scenes where I'm in the chair, it's like, I can breathe, I can pray, and then I just go out and have a good time. Because people are just people, and I have to remind myself that I'm just a person too.
That's a fact. No, and that's actually something, I feel like it's easy to get caught up in the work you're doing. And sometimes miss out on like the opportunities. Like I got to meet a lot of amazing people, and then there's always a part of me that there's almost like that FOMO, that fear of missing out, where I'm like, man, I met a lot of amazing people, but had I organized myself better, how many more amazing people could I have met? So I know like one of my biggest pieces of advice for anyone going to like one of these events, conventions, whatever, just introduce yourself to as many people you see as possible, because like everyone at every single stall was a business owner. Whether it was a small business, some of them were like major businesses and large brands like JCPenney. And it's like the amount of opportunity at these things, where if you're someone who's like not sure on what path you want to go in life, what you want to do. I mean, I think the student tickets to this event were like under $100 for 3 days. It was like the student tickets were like pretty reasonable, and there was a ton of students there. Meeting these different business owners, these possible mentors, that can open your eyes in itself, because you can hear their story, their path, like how they got there. And so I would just encourage anyone, like if you're going to one of these, try not to be too shy or try not to get too worn out too quickly.
Facts.
Because I know for me, by like the second, like mid-second day, I was beat. I'm like, I need a nap. Where can I go hide and go to sleep? When in fact, I should have drank some coffee, maybe a Red Bull or something, and you know, got right back to it, tough it out, which I did. I did tough it out, but, and I'm just saying, inside, I was like, man, I'm kind of tired of meeting people, right?
Even spending the time thinking about it, you were missing things.
And it's like spending the time thinking about when instead it's like, I should just be approaching. Like, there's no reason I don't have the time to meet every, like, business owner at every stall. And before you know it, you've increased your network by 30, 40 business owners, right? How many of us have, like, a Rolodex or our phone filled with the numbers or contacts of like 40 business owners that we can reach out to? Probably not enough. And I'd like to think I know a nice amount of people, but to be able to meet 40 business owners in a weekend, hang out with them,
a weekend is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Within 3 days, you're right. We probably do have like
business owners
also
artists,
stuff, but
and like creatives too.
Yeah, you can meet like 50 different business owners, creatives, artists
who are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And they love it and they're passionate. Like,
and you can do that in 3 days.
It is so motivational.
Crazy.
It is so motivational. Like, people who are excited about what they do, it just makes the experience so much better. Like, because everyone you usually meet doesn't like their job, and it's like they might have valid reasons that they don't like their job, but it's nothing beats when someone is just like, I love this. I'd be doing this if it was free. Like, 100%. You know, like, it's just so exciting. Like, obviously they're getting paid, so, you know, they're saying that.
But in my mind, it's like you can really, in 3 days, kind of change the trajectory of your life. Mm-hmm. Just by creating those connections you never would have had otherwise. And opening up your mind to those new experiences and those new passions. So, so I highly encourage events like this. Is there anything where you're like, you know, I wish I would have done that, or I know, like, never regret, but where anything you feel that someone could do or that even you could have done to make the event even more impactful on you in a positive way?
Honestly, I'm a shy person, but I would say that I had like a lot of great interactions, and I wish I would have, every time like a thought popped in my head that
Yeah.
I liked someone's makeup or I liked whatever they were doing, I would have just went up to them right away and told them. Because I'm like, sometimes, I don't know why I'm randomly like, what if they think it's weird? But I don't think they will.
No.
And I literally told someone else this. Like, one of the models was like, I like that girl's outfit. I said, go tell her.
Yeah.
And she did. And then I was like, why don't I do that? I was so upset with myself. But probably just going up to people and just being honest. Being like, it's not weird to tell someone, hey, I think you're pretty. It's not weird to tell someone, hey, I like your outfit. So I'm like, what if they don't hear me? And they like, and then it's awkward. It's like if you try to give someone a high five and they don't see it. But I don't know. I overcame it a little bit. I just wish I would have done it more. Because the interactions where I did say what I wanted to say, or I just did what people didn't expect me to do. I don't know why people think models are just like rude, but every time someone said I look good, I was like, thank you. They were like surprised. I said thank you. I was like, but just being more comfortable, having human interactions. So I can easily comment on someone's post, but why am I afraid to go up to someone and say, hey, I think you're cute?
I feel like that's something the event kind of like reminded me of too. Is in a world where we have so much stimulation and everyone is always trying to keep up with the Joneses, or like there's so much, I keep saying like, but there's so much thoughts on I'm not good enough, I don't look good enough, I'm not smart enough, oh, how does this look, maybe I'm overweight, am I underweight, when in reality, imagine how much less of that there would be if we did that more. We just walked up to people and were like, hey, you know what, I think your hair is beautiful. Or, wow, that outfit you put together is amazing.
Thanks.
Or, hey, I see you really did a great job on your makeup. I think it looks fantastic. You know, oh, wow, your eyelashes, they really stick out. You have such long eyelashes. Your eyebrows, right? We have the opportunity where I guarantee if we tried hard enough, no matter who they are, we can almost always find at least one thing that we could say kind. Now,
Yes.
I'm not saying you need to
Even
spend...
it could be the ugliest person you ever seen. It could
Facts.
be a witch with a green face. Like, I literally was thinking that because I literally was looking at that girl with the outfit on, and I was like, it looks like she put a lot of time into her outfit.
And that's big.
And it's like, maybe she wants to hear that, even if like she's not, like she might do it for herself, but I feel like as people, if we see someone put a lot of effort into something, we assume that they don't need the validation.
That's
And they
so
don't
true.
need validation, obviously, but sometimes it just feels good. Like, you know, it's like...
We'd be lying if we thought
right, like your
validation
hair
would
looks
make
so
you feel
cute and
better.
curly. It's like,
You know?
thanks.
That's what. No, I agree. And even just the fact, even if we might not think that what someone did or is wearing or tried is our style, it doesn't change. To your point, Savannah, they put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yes.
Just recognizing that and saying, "Wow, your outfit is unique. It's cool." Just give them that, even if it's not what you would wear. Respect the fact
Sometimes it's
that
not about you.
that's what I'm saying. It's not about you. Respect the fact that they got real creative. They tried something new. They got out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
And encourage it.
Yes.
So that way they keep trying it, and maybe, who knows, they might discover the next thing that you end up wearing just because they got that encouragement.
And the change starts with you.
The
Okay.
change starts with you. 100%.
That's what we're naming the episode.
The change starts with you.
Okay.
I love it. I'm really excited too because to kind of talk about some of the people I got on the show when I was there. I got a gentleman named Drew Noreen. He is a hairstylist. Very interesting person. I thought it was really cool because he's also still very young. But he's been doing this a long time. And it was cool to hear why he started doing it, where his passions were, why he works with the brand, because he works with Nikki Clark now. And it was cool to hear why he chose them. Because I think sometimes it's lost, even because, I mean, almost everyone in their life is going to be an employee at some point. And if you're going to be an employee or going to work for someone else, you should know why you're doing it. And I thought it was really cool because he tells us why he chose that brand over others.
Mm-hmm. I love Drew. He was really awesome.
Drew is a really nice person. I like Drew a lot. And I think that's going to be really cool too. And for all of us out there, even if everyone is always pushing like you have to be an entrepreneur. And I think building your own business, doing your own thing is important, i.e. the podcast I'm doing, right? I think there is opportunities though for us to be mentored, for us to grow, for us to learn under others for a time until we build ourselves up.
To be a student. We're all
There's
students.
a time to be a student. And so it was cool to hear how he's using this as his time to be a student and how he can grow under them. And how it's allowing him to like travel, expand himself, and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with another gentleman I had on here that's the CEO and president of Nikki Clark, Robin Young. Also, really great guy. He's going to tell a great story about how he wasn't on the path he wanted to be on in life. He was doing very well, making a lot of money. And I think it's cool to hear that perspective that everything's not always about just making a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you find that thing you truly enjoy to do, he had to take a step back. He lost some money in the short term, but in the long run, because he found his passion, it allowed him to become way more successful. And last but not least, I met this great woman named Kathy Padula, who is a mentor who also runs her own business. And something that we talked a lot about in that episode is the importance of mentorship, finding people that are willing to grow you. And I to me, people like that are really cool. And then Kathy, she, to someone who I felt really stood on what she said, because immediately after, I said, hey, Kathy, I want to get a few shots of you, maybe in front of the brands that you're representing. Before I knew it, she was introducing me to a million different people that she thought would be able to be a good impact on my life.
Okay.
And to me, that's when we can really be a true mentor. It doesn't mean that Kathy's on the phone with me 3 times a week or for hours, but she saw someone that she wanted to see succeed.
Mm-hmm.
She had the means to introduce me to other people that would want to see me succeed. And now I built a bunch of great connections and people that I can now reach out to that can probably impact me in a positive way. Might even see them on the show, such as like Glenn, who she introduced me to. And I think there's an opportunity, like what we were talking about earlier, where how often are we really going out of our way to leave that type of impression on people?
Give somebody something, whether it's a compliment, a thought, an opinion,
100%.
consideration. Like,
Something.
you have to give somebody something when you're talking to them. Because I feel like that's why, like how when people say, I hate small talk. Why? Why do we hate small talk? It's because it's not genuine. It doesn't feel like anything different. It doesn't really feel like an exchange. It feels more like an obligation. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. It's so boring.
It's like I'm obligated to respond rather than saying what I really feel.
Yeah. And even when even just that fake interaction that was literally me talking to myself, it was very fast. Oh, good. Like, you don't even think before you say what you are. How are you? Good. Good. I'm great. Yeah, how? You too. Good seeing you. And it's over. It's too fast. Everything's too fast.
Everyone's so busy on they're either stuck in the past, thinking about the mistakes they made and how they're trying to fix those, or they're stuck in the future thinking about how can I go get here as quick as I can, when if you just took a moment to be in the present, to your point, you weren't trying to rush past that conversation with that person, which I do all the time. I'm terrible at it.
I just stopped, so.
See, so if I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm like, oh yeah, it's so great to see you. I'm doing well. I got somewhere to be. Rather than maybe taking that second to stop and say, yeah, I tried this new thing. I thought it was really cool. What about you? And I used to have this saying early in my career, when I was in finance and in banking, where anytime I got a client, I would always say, hey, here's the good news. No matter what happens, I'm going to leave you better than I found you.
Okay.
And I would say that, and even if I couldn't find anything to make their finances better, or I couldn't figure out how to help them, in my mind, worst case is I'm telling you, wow, you're in a fantastic financial spot. Keep doing what you're doing. And sometimes just giving people that, hey, I think what you're doing is amazing.
Just even noticing, because when you start something, everyone's like, woo, and then when you've got that outcome, or the party, or the congratulations, everyone's excited, but in the process, in the thick of it, no one cares anymore. They're like, oh, yeah, you're still doing that? Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, that's it. It's like, it's horrible. And you need like those little cheerleaders, even if it's just the smallest thing. Literally. I've been trying to work on that too. Like, when people ask me how I'm doing, like now I've gotten to the point where I'll just make a joke of it. I'm like, how do I look? Like, I look great. Like, I'm doing amazing, just because it'll like make them laugh.
Yeah, I'm still in that. I might start saying that. Well, how do I look like I'm doing?
Okay, right.
You really? And then people are gonna be like,
or just be like, what would you think?
Yeah,
But like, take a guess. I don't know. Just because it makes them laugh.
Surprise me too. What do you think?
Yeah, just because that they're like, I don't know. Now they gotta think about it. Now they gotta think about you.
You're also putting them in that present moment, because now they can't think about how they're getting past the conversation. Like, oh,
they have to look at you.
Yeah.
It's not like a
For me to keep this going, I gotta.
They have to look you in the eye.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I've been using because it's like, I can complain as much as I want about how like, well, the world's this way, and it's like, okay, well, what am I about to do about it? Okay.
So true.
So I made a little plan, and I put it in my journal. I was like, I'm gonna say these 3 things, and if you meet me and I use that, it's not personal. Okay? You're still special.
Hey, when you do meet me, for all those who I haven't had the pleasure to meet yet, I'm using it, so be prepared. You better.
Okay. And when you watch this, you'll know exactly who you got it from.
Yes, you will. 100%. Now, I've had a lot of fun talking about the event. Is there anything else that you really feel like we should cover, talk about? I feel like we covered a lot of good stuff.
If you want change, be the change. If you want to be great, go meet great people. And being great means being authentic.
Dang, she kind of stole most of my recap. you really got me. She took co-host to the next level.
Thank you. I'm only here for this episode. They're like gonna think I'm a real host.
I know. They're like, shoot, is she the one stealing the show? Is this her podcast?
Okay.
No, but to her point, it's be authentic, be yourself, get to know some really good people, and it can change your life. All it takes is meeting one person, and you never know where it might send you on your path in life. So
Facts.
be open to it. Force yourself to get uncomfortable, because being comfortable should be what makes you uncomfortable, not the other way around. Also, stay tuned. After this episode, there'll be another one next week, the week after that, and guess what?
Forevermore.
Week after that, forevermore. So this is our segment. We're focusing on the American Beauty show for the next 3 episodes. This episode and then 3 after it are all going to be Drew, we're going to have Robin, and we're going to have Kathy all on the show talking about the American Beauty show with me. So stay tuned for those. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe on whatever you're on, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcast. Savannah, where can we find you?
On everything. My Instagram username is I'm Savannahs, IMSAVANNAS. And then in my bio is everything else that you need to find.
There will also be all her links in the description of this episode as well. So you'll be able to find her. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever she's on too. She makes really good music, by the way.
Thank you. Don't run from me, friend.
Make sure you leave some comments if there's anyone else you'd like me to interview, any questions you'd like me to ask, or anything you'd like me to see. So after this, you're also going to be getting a segment on the Motor City Comic-Con. So we're going to try to keep things interesting. Hopefully give you a lot of different perspectives and have a lot of conversations that count. This is your host, David Schaff, signing off with Savannah Smith.
Give me the high five.
Give me the high five. Let's go out there and win, everyone. Let's have some fun. What'd you think? That was really good.
Wow, guys.
Good job. Hey, Jake.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
man.
I only ate.
I
It
thought you
didn't
were
seem
really
like
good.
it was awkward or like, it was like a genuine conversation. I'm so excited.
We were just hanging out.
Stuttering.
Shoot, I stuttered more than you did.
Well, I stuttered for fun. I bet something's wrong.
Shoot, I stuttered on accident. So, I knew something is wrong.
I'm happy that we just had a conversation and we didn't like script it.
No, I agree. Like, I thought about going back and looking at the quest, and I was like, I kind of like where this is going.
Okay,
Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Setting these up, 8 though.
Oh, well, I saw them laying there, and I was like, we're going to make use of them.
Setting these up, 8 bad. Did we go over the time for it to record?
No, we went to 27.
Okay.
So we actually did
Good.
really good.
Yeah.